Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Jerome Strickland channel. We're glad to have you back.
Quiz Cube, play that beat again.
We're glad to feel your presence. Glad that you decided to come back to this channel. I thank you for your time, and I thank you for your interest. You know, not everybody is interested in this type of information. In fact, most people are not interested in this type of information. But you are interested in this type of information. Why? Because you are a light being. You not originally from this place. You are from source. You are a part of source. You are the truth. You don't know the truth. You're not looking for the truth. You must realize that you are the truth. You must become the truth. Become what you want to be. Become what you know that you are. And you will be just that. You don't have to try. You don't have to work. You don't have to go all out of your way and put yourself through a whole bunch of craziness. Just be what you are. And everything will become natural to you. Everything will become easy to you. Everything will work out for you. Stop trying to make it work out and just be. Stop trying to make everything work out and just be you. You, inside of you, is everything you need. The truth and the knowledge of the whole thing is you don't have to chase anything. Just be. So with that being said, I want to welcome you back to the channel. We're going to go ahead and get into some more metaphysical, esoterical knowledge. Something to help you out in this matrix. We all need help, right? We all need something to help get us through. And I believe that the truth is starting to come out. I believe that the veil is being rent. I believe that all of this stuff that's been coming at us, all of this stuff that has been given to us and poured on us, all of this stuff that we have been programmed into is starting to crumble. And those that are seeking truth is starting to come out. The truth is starting to come out. And you are starting to awaken to who you really are. That knowledge, that wisdom has been suppressed over many years. This is a great time to be alive. The network is coming online. The network of love, the network of God, the source God, the ocean that you came from. Source, love vibration. So let's get into it today. I want to talk to y'all today about something that a lot of people have been talking about. soulless beings, organic portals, spiritless ones, fallen ones. There's so many names for them. And then on the other end of the spectrum, we talk about the awakened ones, the enlightened ones, the light beings, and source beings, and things like that. There seems to be two polarities of people, or entities, or something walking around on this world. On one polarity, we got the soulless, organic portal, spiritless, so many names for them. On one end of the spectrum, we have that. And on the other end of the spectrum, we have the enlightened, awakened, souled ones, source beings, light beings. So what is really going on here? Is it just a polarity balance thing? What's really going on here? I want to deal with, first of all, what we call the soulless organic portal ones. What exactly are they? And I'm just going to give you my take on it. You see, some people are asking, should we even waste our time with them? Should we even try to help them? We're so busy trying to help ourselves and keep our own vibration up. They are also called energetic vampires. And they seem to be everywhere. They seem to line up with your synchronicity. They seem to have a sort of a hive mind, sort of a network within themselves. And so who are they? And should they be saved? Do they even have a soul? Are they really light beings? What exactly are they? Well, I want to talk to you about that today. What I believe is, what my theory is, hold on just a moment. Sorry about that, y'all. Usually when I feel truth starting to rise up out of me, it's something always seems to attack my throat, almost as if it's trying to not let me speak. So I have some salt water close by, and I drink that to kind of get me back in balance. But anyway, what I believe is that these aren't necessarily soulless ones. These aren't necessarily people without a soul. What I believe is these are bound souls. They are bound in their consciousness. You see, we have two minds. We have the enlightened mind. We have the spiritual mind. We have the third eye mind, or the pineal gland mind, which is a portal in and of itself. And then we have the reptilian mind, which is at the back of your spine. It's right at the connection between your spine and your brain. And so it seems to me that people are operating either in either one of these minds. Some people are operating in their enlightened spiritual mind, or they're operating in their reptilian mind. They're operating in the lower mind. This is why this reptilian mind sits lower in your brain than the pineal gland mind. And so many people, for them, I believe that it has something to do with consciousness. And the consciousness, I believe, has been hacked. By what? You may ask. What has hacked our consciousness? I believe there are extraterrestrial, spiritual, you might call them demons or whatever, has hacked man's consciousness. And how do they hack man's consciousness? They use programming. They use news media. They use music. They use uh, uh, fads, and they use fashion, and they use other people. And you see statues, if you look hard enough and you Google it, you see statues of people with reptilians with a reptilian being on their back. This is a people that are trapped in the reptilian mind, that their consciousness has been hacked. And this is a movie that I know a lot of people talk about the Matrix, and it's a good movie to draw from. And I know a lot of people talk about the They Live movie. That's a good movie to draw from. And I know a lot of people talk about Eyes Wide Shut movie by Stanley Kubrick. And that's a great movie. There's many movies out there to draw from. And you can kind of get like, for some reason, there is these movies are entertainment, but yet they're kind of like documentaries. The one movie I don't hear many people talking about is a movie I saw many, many years ago. I was a fairly young man back then. It's called Invasion of the Body Snatchers. And this movie was about these entities who didn't come in on spaceships. They didn't come in like that. They didn't fly out of space and come in and invade like you see in some of the movies. They attacked your consciousness. And I believe, possibly, theoretically, that this world has already been attacked by something. You can call them demons, you can call them extraterrestrials or whatever. It's already been attacked. And they did not come in on spaceships. They did not come in on uh, 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 like from some other world, came through space and came in here on some kind of spaceship. No, they came in through the portal of your consciousness. And when they came in, they attacked many people and didn't even know it. How did they get it? How did they hack? They hacked your consciousness. How did they hack your consciousness? How in the world did they hack your consciousness? They used programming like television and music. And once you opened yourself up to that, your consciousness was open for a hacking. They had to get your vibration into a certain frequency. And once they get your vibration in that certain frequency, then they can control you. You become like a puppet to them. And they can see through your eyes. They can move through your body. And you think that in the whole time you're under the illusion that you are in control. But they are speaking to you. They're speaking to your thoughts. They're telling you to do this. They're telling you to hate someone. They're telling you to not like someone. So for some reason, enlightened people, people that are spiritual, bother you. They also came in through religion. People think that they just because they go to church and they walk around with a Bible and they all bow down and waiting hand and foot on some preacher, they think they're okay. They think they're in a good place. But their conscience has been hacked too. They are organic portal. They're what they call portal. A portal is an opening that something from the spirit realm can come through. These people travel on a place that we don't even know anything about, or we're just now learning what exactly it is. And so they have hacked the consciousness of lower vibrational beings. They get you in a low vibration, in a low frequency, then they come in and they slowly hack your consciousness. Now they can see through your eyes. Now they can speak through your mouth. And now they can move however they want to move. Because these things don't seem to have a body. They need a body, and they've been trying to get it in other ways. They've been abducting people and doing all kind of research and everything. And you see those little gray aliens. That's a half. That's them attempting to try to create their own body. But these things don't have a conscience. These things don't have a real mind. Them things, they don't have a soul or a spirit. So this is why they try to hack your body. They can't build their own body because even the bodies that they build, the bodies that they come up with don't have a soul and a spirit. It's something within someone. And you see, when you see these people walking around, what they call organic portals, and or these soulless ones, you see them walking around. You are looking at a person whose consciousness has been hacked by an extraterrestrial, spiritual, demonic being. And so that's what I believe it is. And I believe that these souls are bound. And they're not just bound loosely, they're bound very tight. The more you get programmed, the more you get bound. And the more you get bound, the more you get programmed. There are some people, for whatever reason, it didn't take, or for whatever reason, they have broken free from this. Because you remember when you were younger, before you awakened, there are some people who have awakened up, have woke up from this. But you remember when you was younger how you could fit in, and how you could do things, and how you could, and that you wasn't getting bothered, you wasn't getting harassed. But now that you have awakened, now that you have become more spiritual, you seem to get bothered. You seem to get attacked. You seem to have to play some kind of spiritual warfare game now, like you didn't have to before. The more you awaken, the more you get noticed, the more you get messed with. They attack you, they try to attack your mind, they try to attack your emotion. And then what they're trying to do is pull you back into the matrix. They're trying to pull you back into the system by lowering your vibration and your frequency. That's the only way they can hack you. As long as you are in a high vibration and a high frequency, you cannot be hacked. So this is why they try to get you in emotion. This is why they try to get you in anger. This is why they try to get you in hatred. This is why they try to get you to be violent. This is how they have taken over the world. You see, this world has been invaded by aliens. And they didn't come in on spaceships. They didn't come in on big. I mean, I'm not saying that they can't, and I'm not saying that they didn't, but there is a certain type of entity that has come in through your consciousness, and it slowly through programming hacked your consciousness, and then they set up their hive mind network system, and so these things can connect and foresee one another without the person really even realizing that they are bound. And I believe that's what's really going on. The world has already been invaded. And we were looking up in the sky for some spaceship to come down and start shooting at us when they came in through your consciousness and it took over. Watch that movie Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I'm surprised that that movie don't get talked about more. We talk about the Matrix all the time, and we talk about the They Live movie all the time, and there are great movies to talk about. Well, I can't believe nobody's talking about Invasion of the Body Snatchers. It talks about your consciousness being hacked. I mean, it got some theatrics and some special effects in it, but if you remove all of that and look at what it's really saying, you can see what it's really saying. So the enlightened beings, the light, what they call the light beings, have moved out in their mentality, in their conscience, has moved out of the reptilian brain. This is how they have to keep you in survival and animalistic and carnality. And to rise above that, you have to move out of that mind into the spirit mind, which is where your pineal. This is why they calcify your pineal gland. This is why they want to keep your pineal gland calcified and closed and locked up. It's like locking up your spirit, man. You have to think about what this stuff is on the inside. They calcify your pineal gland and then they activate your reptilian mind. And this is how they hack you and control you, and you become their puppet. But some people have moved out of that reptilian mind and begin to raise their consciousness and raise their vibration. And then they have opened up their pineal gland and they started, and it began to, it's like a old machine, and it begins to get reactivated. And once it's reactivated, they begin to look, move, and see things so much differently. And so that's what I believe is going on. So when you go somewhere, you can almost see it in their eyes. What I see is, I don't see a soulless one. I don't see a spiritless one. I see a bound one. One who is bound by their reptilian nature. Someone who is bound, I see someone whose consciousness has been hacked. So I don't see the person. I see that entity that's controlling that person, that's running that person, that is seeing through that person. And these things have some kind of network where they can see what each other sees. It's kind of like that monkey experiment. One monkey learned how to smoke, all the other monkeys know how to smoke. One monkey learned one thing, all the other monkeys automatically know how to do it. It's kind of like if one of them see you and try to make life hard on you, the other ones are going to see you and try to make life hard on you. And many of these things, the upper echelon one, they seem to move up in society. Them the ones that become your supervisor. Them the ones that become your, not everyone is like that. I'm not saying that everyone is like that. That's your supervisor. No. But many of these are the ones that move up in the politician arena. These are the ones that move up. Even athletics. You see people in athletes that can seem to do supernatural things. And you sit there and watch this athlete. How does he run that fast? How does he jump that high? How is he able to do all of these things? And I know many of you saying I'm reaching a little bit, but think about it. I've seen people do almost superhuman things. And it's what's causing. Somebody said, well, they're just great athletes. There are some that are just great athletes. But some of them, they seem to have some kind of supernatural ability. It's like when you're driving down the street, you see somebody in a little four-cylinder car, and they fly past you. Like, how was he making that car go so fast? He must have the accelerator all the way to the floor. This thing is serious. This thing is everywhere if you open your eyes. We are living in a matrix system. They have created this illusion world around us. And they are running this thing. They didn't come in shooting and blowing up stuff. They came in through your consciousness and hacked it. This is how this earth has been invaded. And the ones that they can't hack, they make life hard on them. The ones that they can't hack, the ones that are the high vibration or high frequency beings, the light beings, they want you out of here so they can take over. And so their way of, they can't really defeat you in a straight up fight, so they try to make life hard on you. They put themselves in high positions. They put themselves in high places. This is where you get the term spiritual wickedness in high places. They put themselves in authoritative positions so they can make life hard on you. Monetary and control all of that. But see, if you're a light being and you're listening to this, if you're an awakened when you're listening, I know I can feel you getting a little worried, but you don't have to be worried. You got help. There are other benevolent beings out there that are full of love, that are connected to source. In fact, they are your family. They are you. They are the higher self you. They are your family. They are the ones that are connected to source. They call it source for a reason, because it is your source. And you have to stay connected to source. And when you stay in the love frequency, in the love vibration, you stay connected to source. And you cannot be hacked. And you cannot be defeated. But you have to stay in the love frequency. The love frequency is not walking around all giddy and happy and hugging everybody and all smiley. That's fake. I'm talking about the love frequency is this frequency that is connected to source, that doesn't allow himself to go into the lower nature. This when they try to get you in a lower nature, they try to get you in a low vibration by making you hate, by making you get revenge, making you want to get back at them and do things at them. No, source protects you. You don't have to do that. Stay in a high vibration. Stay in the love frequency. The love frequency is where God is. The love frequency is the frequency that will do what's right. That's what it is. And so now that you know this, somebody may ask, how do I move forward? How do I move forward from this? How do I make myself and I say to this, keep your vibration high. Keep doing the things that keep your frequency high. And see, but then after a while, there will be a shift. And you ever seen this happen? If somebody is trying to make life hard on you and you stay in the love frequency, and this person is just making life hard on you, and you stay in the love frequency, and you can almost see them snap out of it. For a brief moment, you'll see them snap out of the programming. You'll see the consciousness hack. They'll break free from the consciousness hack for a moment, and then they'll snap right back into it. You ever seen that? You ever be in a store or something, and somebody's just giving you a hard time and they're messing with you, and you stay in the love frequency? You don't allow them to take you into the lower realms. You don't allow them to take you there, and you'll see them snap out of it for a little while, and then they'll snap back into it. This is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with. And the only way you're going to set these people free, the only way that you're going to drive these entities out, is to stay in the love frequency. And I'm not telling you it's going to be easy. It's going to be difficult. They're going to make life hard on you because they don't want you here. Because to look at you is to look at their defeat. To look at you is to look at source. To look at you is to look at God. And they don't like source. They don't like God. They are lower frequency beings. And God is the highest frequency of all, and that's the frequency of love. You see, God is love. See, ask yourself this question. Is water wet? No, water is water. Ask yourself a question. Is a tree made out of wood? No, it is wood. Is a rock made out of rocks? No, it is rock. So is God made out of love? No, he is love. And so to be in his vibration, to be in his frequency, you have to be in that, to be that. That's what I mean by being what you have to be. And stop trying to do what you have to do. Be what you have to be. Just be that. And so you have to we as light beings have come to this earth to pull this world into a higher frequency. Some's going to make it out. Some people are going to wake up. Some people are going to break free from the consciousness hack, from the lower reptilian mind. Some will. And unfortunately, some won't. Some are so bound. Some are so programmed in their religion, in their system, in their systematic way that they're not going to come out. And it's sad to think about. But as a light being, we have to try to bring this world into a higher consciousness as much as we can. And as many try to save. Some people ask, should you try to save an organic portal? Should you try to save a soulless one? If you look at it like that, no, you shouldn't try to save them. But if you look at it from the perspective of they are bound by this reptilian nature, and it's got them bound, and they are bound by programming, you say, okay, if this person can wake up from this, if I can break through the hack, the real person will shine through. But until the real person can shine through, you're going to be dealing with an entity that's inside of that person, that's looking through that person. They have a hive mind network and they are designed in this matrix system to synchronize wherever you're going or whatever you're doing at the store, in traffic. They synchronize themselves, and they have. I even think there are some that are personally assigned to you to try to make your life hard. But you, like I said, you have a family. You have a family of other enlightened beings around you. You have a family of beings in the spirit realm that are cheering for you. You have spirit guides. They don't physically come in and help you most of the time. Sometimes they will, but they're called spirit guides because they're trying to guide you through this matrix. And they give you information. They send key information to you in this game, like this right here, what you're listening to. They send key information, and you can either accept it or reject it. You can seem to just blow it off like it ain't nothing that serious, and just say, okay, that was a video I just watched. Oh well, and go on and do something else. Or you can take this and put it in your Rolodex, in your information bank, and use it when you go out into traffic, when you go out into public, when you walk out of your house, you're walking into the matrix, and you will see what I'm talking about. You will see it in their eyes. You'll see the boundness in their eyes. You'll see it in the way they move. You'll see it in the way they look at you. You'll see that as you raise your frequency and your vibration, cut back on your meat. Quit eating meat altogether, or at least cut back. Spend time in meditation. Spend time talking to source. Spend time going within and connecting with self, your higher self. Use affirmations. See, you can survive here. You don't have to walk around poor and destitute. You can survive, but you have to do it another way. You can't do it the way they do it because you're a light being. You have to use affirmations. You have to go into prayer. You have to make your request known. You have to keep your vibration, your frequency high. And when you do that, when you stay in the love vibration and frequency, you are protected. That's where your protection lies from anything that they're trying to do to you. They want to attack your finances. They want to attack your health. They want to attack your mind. They want to drive you crazy. But to stay in the love frequency is a fight within and of itself. But that is your protection. So this is what we're dealing with. This is what I believe that we're dealing with. A consciousness hack, a worldwide consciousness hack. Those that are in these cities, the closer you are to the city, the more you are susceptible to the consciousness hack. This is why the other thing is to get out in nature, get away from the cities, get away from all of this. This is why some people don't like being out in public. This is why some people don't like big gatherings. This is why some people don't like to be at big gatherings and stuff because they know they are kind of like in the belly of the hive. And people try to force them to be there. This is why some people don't go to parties and concerts and all this other stuff. You're in the belly of the hive. So we must keep our vibrations high. We must stay in the love frequency. And see, what's going to happen is over time, this world is going to flip. The polarity is going to flip. And these entities are going to have to go. And they're going to have to go find some other something. I don't know what they're going to do because they don't have bodies. This is why they hack your consciousness. They're trying to get a body. And they try to create their own body. That's why you see these great aliens, these Zeta Reticuli, whatever they call them, walking around. That's them attempting to create their own body. But them things don't work because they don't have a soul. They don't have a light. They can only work as like, just little robotic, type things to get do their research or whatever. But these things don't. They're just a little synthetic body that they create. That's why they skinless. I mean, that's why they hairless and got these big old eyes and big old head. It's like, how you ever try to build a car and you're not really a car builder? It's not gonna look like no real car. It's gonna look like a little go-kart something. This is what these gray aliens are. And they have higher intelligence, but not like with a soul and a spirit. So, and then this the other thing. It could be that they reincarnate your body. They reincarnate your soul because your soul is the energy. Your spirit man is the energy that they're after. They have to keep that, and they have to keep it at a certain vibrational level in order to control it. They can't make their own body, so they try to take yours over. So, if you are a light being and you listen to this, I encourage you. I encourage you, stay in the love frequency. I encourage you. I encourage you to keep your vibration up, to meditate, talk to source, go into your secret place and spend time. Go into nature. And when these things start trying to make life hard on you, you'll know what it's about. You have certain ones assigned to you. And their agenda is to drive all of us out so they can completely take over. But they can't because you are protected by the love vibration. You are protected by your other family, your spiritual family, and other light beings that are in this earth as we encourage one another, help one another, as we give one another information, as we keep our vibrations high. It bothers them. This is why they don't speak to you. This is why they walk past you and act like they don't see you. Is they are trying to mess with you. They're trying to mess with your confidence. They're trying to mess with your belief in yourself. They're trying to mess with you. And so when you see this going on, from now on, you'll know what it's really about. So I'm not going to talk to you much longer. I just wanted to give all the light beings some information about what's really going on here. And like I said, we must keep our vibrations high. Well, that's my video for today. I'm glad you took the time to listen. Remember, keep your vibration high. And when you walk outside of your house, you're walking into the matrix. Keep your eyes open. Keep your spirits high. And don't worry. If you do that, you are protected. This is Jerome Strickland. I'm out.